Hi, it's Hans at happierman.com. Wanted to talk about preparing for winter. Since I used to have a website about organizing. I'm an organized man, organized way. Maybe it's still out there on the internet somewhere. But I have some organizing articles on a happierman.com website. And I believe being organized has really helped my life in almost every case. And so today I wanted to talk about getting organized for winter or preparing for winter. Well, it's kind of early November as I'm speaking. And where I live in the Midwest, you can see behind me the white stuff on the ground is snow. It snowed here for the first time yesterday. About a quarter of an inch. It's in the 20s. I'm in the US where we go by Fahrenheit. And you gotta start getting ready for this, because this will be my reality here until probably the end of April. Last year we had one of the worst winter storms on record in the middle of April. So it doesn't let up until, you can't guarantee good weather where I live until May. So November through April are the winter months here. So you got to be prepared for them. It does no good to stick your head in the sand and assume this isn't going to happen. It's going to happen. It's happened every year since the beginning of time, and it will continue to happening. Climate change or no, right? So I don't even think about that kind of stupid nonsense. I just prepare my life so the hardness of winter isn't as big of a deal for me as it used to be. So the biggest thing you can do for winter is prepare for it. And the way I prepared for it the most, and the best purchase of my life, and the thing that I'm most proud of owning and I love the most, is my four-wheel drive half-ton pickup truck. That's how I prepared for winter, because the driving in the winter is the most difficult thing. It is what will leave you stranded. It will leave you stuck. It will leave you terrorized. So if you live in these winter climates, get a four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive vehicle. That will be the most important thing you can do, so you don't really worry about winter as much as you used to. I've had times in my life without a four-wheel drive where I hated the winter. I hated every day of it. I lived in fear of it. It made my life just utterly, totally miserable, even more miserable than some of the other stuff I've talked about in some of these videos and on my website, because this is just a gigantic force against you, and if you're not prepared for it, it has the potential to ruin your life. So if you live in a northern climate, your vehicle is your defense against it. The four-wheel drive or the all-wheel drive, or at least at a minimum winter tires on your front-wheel drive car. My son has the winter tires on his small front-wheel drive car, and he thinks that works great for him. He's gone up and down and been all over, has no problems. So I wish I would have known about that when I was a kid and had front-wheel drive cars, but now I have the truck. And I got to keep the tires on the newer side, so you can just kind of go through the snow, and it's got a high ground clearance. I've been stuck in these low-slung cars, in a foot of snow, having to dig my way out with my bare hands. So I know about being prepared and not prepared, because I spent a lot of time being unprepared with poor choices of cars, no winter gear, no extra winter clothes in the car. So after you get that four-wheel drive, or while you're out shopping for one, you can also do some other winter preparations. Certainly you don't want any of your stuff that is prone to getting ruined in the winter out. I just put in my my good summer outdoor chairs, put them in the garage where they belong for the winter. I've tucked things, all the other stuff, up against the wall so it won't blow away, protected. So I'm getting the outdoors ready. I've got my shovels and my garage supplies kind of handy by the door. I've got some extra rugs and mats in the house to kind of temporarily absorb the snow and the winter filth. I've got an extra stocking hat and gloves in the truck for when I need it. I've got an extra sweatshirt in the truck if I need it, extra boots, and I'm also in the process of loading up one more bag of winter gear, my heavy duty stuff, extra socks, extra winter boots, extra winter coat, extra mittens, gloves, all in that truck for just in case. Because just because you have a four-wheel drive doesn't mean you won't get into trouble. But these are all little purchases you need to do to make yourself being prepared for winter not so bad. You don't really worry about things so much. So most of the time I just wear a nice looking leather jacket to work and out in the town and doing my errands. It's not always like extremely cold, but if I've got a nice big heavy duty winter coat tucked into a bag in the bed of my truck, if something happens I can take off that expensive nice looking leather jacket and put on a man's jacket and do some work, right? Dig myself out, help somebody, jumpstart somebody. All that stuff happens. You want boots, right? That's all the things you do to prepare and be organized for winter. And then you'll find winter isn't so bad anymore if you're prepared for it. If you've got the shovels, if you've got your snowblower gassed up, started, ready to go, if you put winter wiper blades on your vehicle, that's a huge tip there. If you got a nice brush for brushing off here long enough and durable enough, spend a little more money on that snow brush. Spend a little more money on the ice scraper. Get some of those bottled windshield warmers. You spray it on it comes in a spray bottle, you spray it on the ice on your windshield and it melts it. That is really nice stuff. I got a one-car garage. I let my daughter put her car in the garage. You think I don't help my family? I do. She's got it. She's got it in the garage. I keep mine out. Mine is kind of too big to get in the garage anyway. But yeah, all of that stuff, I keep that truck, no problem. Jumper cables, some tools, some extra warm clothes. I always wear something warm when I'm in the car too. Always have a jacket. Usually have a hat like this. Usually have fleece gloves like this at a minimum. I don't like to be cold. I like to be ready. And you'll find that being prepared and ready for winter, it will make winter not seem so bad. You might enjoy it a lot more. You certainly won't be so frightened of it anymore. Yeah, give those ideas some thought. All for now.